So in today's video, we are going to solve two questions regarding parallel and perpendicular lines. Now we have a question here. We are going to find the equation of the line which passes through the point 2, 3 and runs parallel to the line 2y minus x equals 3. Now in the previous video, we learned about parallel and perpendicular lines. We said that two lines are said to be parallel if they have the same gradient. So that if there are two lines A and B, then the gradient of line A is the same as the gradient of line B. We also said that two lines are said to be perpendicular if the gradient of line A times the gradient of line B gives -1. In that case, if the gradient of line A is assumed to be x, then the gradient of line B is the negative reciprocal of the gradient of line A. So MA times MB becomes x times -1 over x, which is equal to -1. Now, having this in mind, let's attempt question number 1. We are to find the equation of the line which passes through the point 2, 3 and then runs parallel to the line 2y minus x equals 3. Now, to find the equation of a line, you need at least two things. You need the gradient of the line and the point the line passes through. Now, from the question, we know that the line passes through the point 2, 3, and so we are left with the gradient. Now, from the question, we are also told that the new line that we are trying to find runs parallel with the line 2y minus x equals 3. And then we also know that for two lines that are parallel, they have the same gradient. Now, if you can find the gradient of this line, then that will be the same as the gradient of the line we are trying to find. Now, having the gradient and the point that the line passes through, we can find the equation of the new line. So basically, that is what we are going to do. So we have the line 2y minus x equals 3 in its general form. So we are going to represent this in the slope-intercept form. So we have 2y minus x equals 3. We are going to transpose -x to the right hand side so that we have 2y equals x plus 3, and then we divide through by 2 because we want to make y stand alone. So we have 1 over 2x plus 3 over 2. Now, comparing this equation with the equation y equals mx plus c, you realize that m, that is the gradient of the line, is equal to 1 over 2. So this is the gradient of the line. Now, the gradient of this line is the same as the gradient of the new line we are trying to find. Now, having the point 2, 3, that is the point the new line passes through, and then having the gradient 1 over 2, let's find the equation of the new line. So we are going to use the formula y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Now this is x1, y1, and then we have the gradient m. So we are going to substitute all these values into this equation. So we have y minus y1 is 3, so that is 3 equals m is 1 over 2 times x minus x1 is 2. Now, because we have a fraction here, we can multiply both sides of the equation by 2 so that we can do away with the fraction. So we have 2 times y minus 3 equals 2 cancels out 2. So we have x minus 2. Now let's multiply across. So we have 2y minus 2 times 3 is 6 equals x minus 2. Now we have 2y and then we transpose negative 6 to the right hand side. So that becomes x minus 2 plus 6. We have 2y equals x negative 2 plus 6 is 4. And then we divide through by 2. So that we have y equals x over 2 plus 4 over 2, which is the same as 1 over 2x plus 2. So the equation of the line that passes through the point 2, 3 and then runs parallel with the line 2y minus x equals 3 is y equals 1 over 2x plus 2. Now let's solve the second question. So for the second question, we are going to find the equation of the line perpendicular to the line 2y plus 3x equals 6, which passes through the point 5, 2. Now this is a very simple problem. We are going to attempt this problem straightforward. Now from the question, the equation of the line we are trying to find is perpendicular to the line 2y plus 3x equals 6. And we know that for two lines that are perpendicular, the gradient of the first line multiplied by the gradient of the second line is equal to -1. So we say that the gradient of line A times the gradient of line B gives -1. Now let's consider this line to be line A and the new line we are trying to find to be line B. From this equation, we can find the gradient of line A. So we have 2y plus 3x equals 6. Let's transpose 3x to the right hand side. So that becomes 2y equals -3x plus 6. And then we divide through by 2. And then we have y equals -3x over 2 plus 6 divided by 2 is 3. Now comparing this equation to y equals mx plus c, we have m, the gradient, to be -3 over 2. So that is the gradient of this line. So let's say this is MA. Now we know that MA times MB should give us -1. So now let's find the gradient of line B. We know that MA times MB equals -1. We have MA to be -3 over 2. So that is -3 over 2 times MB equals -1. Here we can cross multiply. So we have -3 MB times 1 equals 2 times -1. So that becomes -3 MB equals -2. So we are going to divide through by -3. And then we have MB to be equal to 2 over 3. So that is the gradient of the new line we are trying to find. Now since we have MB, that is 2 over 3, and then we have the point that the line is passing through, that is 5, 2, we can find the new equation that is perpendicular to 2y plus 3x equals 6. Now let's do that together. We are going to use the equation y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So this is x1, y1. So we have y minus y1 is 2 equals 2 over 3 times x minus x1 is 5. So we can multiply both sides of the equation by 3 to do away with the fraction, so that we have 3 into brackets y minus 2 equals 2 into brackets x minus 5. Now let's multiply across. Now 3 times y is 3y, 3 times 2 is 6, 2 times x is 2x, and then 2 times 5 is 10. Now let's transpose negative 6 to the right hand side. So we get 3y equals 2x minus 10 plus 6. 3y equals 2x, negative 10 plus 6 is negative 4. And then we divide through by 3, so that we have y equals 2 over 3x minus 4 over 3. So this is the equation of the line that is perpendicular to the line 2y plus 3x equals 6, which passes through the point 5, 2. So that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye bye.